Vaibhav Sanghavi of Avendus is also here with us chatting about market. Vaibhav, let's start by understanding the way you are looking at the market right now. So yours is a long short fund, right? So talk to us about how much position is long right now and how much short are you in the market?
So currently, as we see as the market currently, we have seen some amount of correction from the highs, around about from 12,000 to now about 11,500, 600, and we do expect the market to remain sideways till we get near the finance bill passed and the issues regarding the category 3 AIFs and FPIs getting resolved. So apart from that, on a global perspective as well, we are looking at interest rates coming down and liquidity pretty much abundant, both on the local side as well as on the global side. So once these temporary hiccups are out, we do think that the markets look good in a medium-term perspective, and we are kind of positioned that way in our portfolios as well, where we are currently running some amount of long positions.
So Vaibhav, same time next year, you said that medium term looks okay. Do you expect broader market participation to improve in the next 12 to 14 months? And do you expect Nifty to be at a higher level, same time next year?
Yeah, talking about Nifty and broader markets are two different sides, right? As we have seen in the last 1 year, where Nifty, as an index has performed extremely well, whereas the broader market have underperformed massively. That is something which we do think that at least in the temporary immediate term, we don't see that trend changing. Till the time that the wider economy participates to the growth, we would be sticking to that kind of large caps, and we do think that till that time Nifty would be outperforming the broader markets. For broader markets, I think it will be second half of FY20 where we can see some amount of pickup coming up once we see some good numbers on the economic side, purely on the industrial production as well as on the GDP data as well.
Right. Vaibhav, as I was just looking at the screen, Yes Bank has shot up almost 10% right now. Barring Yes Bank, private sector banks is one area where a lot of funds find comfort, buying even when the numbers have started pouring in well. I'm talking about ICICI and Axis. What is your call on corporate banks right now, and would you make a case for looking at such names as well, Yes Bank and the ones which have not really moved up among corporate banks, or you would stay with the big ones?
Sure, Ajay. So till last year, we were positive on private banks, but that was completely retail-focused private banks. Over the last year, we have added corporate banks as well to our focus list in terms of the list which we are bullish on. We do like the private banks currently, both retail-focused and corporate banks. But those corporate banks which have sorted out their issues have written off a large part of NPAs and as well as higher adequate provisioning in that segment. So we are bullish on the banks, but not as much bullish on the NBFC side.
Right. So where incremental buying is actually looks good according to you? Somewhere in the broader markets, do you find value now?
No, see, of course, Ajay, that's always a point of debate, right? Where your broader market, which is the mid caps on smaller caps, trading at a premium or a discount to the large caps. Now, there were periods where they were continuing, they continued to trade at a sizable discount to the large caps, and there were periods where they were trading at a premium to the large caps as well. Having said that, at this point in time, I don't see the trend changing what has been the last year of slightly underperforming the large caps till the time broader economic recovery takes place. So we would till then stick to the large caps, and the flow of money, as you mentioned, whenever this kind of whenever this kind of environment of global liquidity and interest rates which are very soft happens, then you generally tend to see that the first flow coming through passives into frontliners, and once that appetite gets over is when you start trickling that money or directing that money towards your other value pockets, maybe into the mid caps. But till then, I think you will see money flowing into the frontliners.
Vaibhav, just moving away from the market immediately, but a factor which impacts the market and flows is the business model of AIFs, which have kind of, because of change in taxation, come into question once again by the budget announcements. Have you, looked into that deeply, and what are your observations?
No, of course, as you may rightly mention, Avijay, we are currently representing, various facts to the, the concerned people and the concerned authorities, regulators. But after the post-budget proposal, the tax arbitrage which was there earlier between other investment vehicles and alternate investment funds has actually increased this time around purely because of the surcharge which has come, onto the table. And because that AIFs are a fund-based taxation, they are on the receiving end of the higher surcharge, and thus, starting to get a little uncompetitive as a product. What we also, would love to see is basically we could, establish this track record and then use that track record to market, funds offshore to bring in capital from abroad with that whole Make in India program. So for that to happen, we need to have an enabling environment on the local side, and that is what we are hoping for. We are having our conversations, but we are positive, and we really hope that this situation gets rectified, before the finance bill is passed.
I'm sure they would listen to you. Let's see how some resolution comes on that. But Vaibhav, hold on for a second. I have a colleague of mine, Ashna, who's here with the news on the power sector. I would want you to listen to it. I'll seek a reaction from you. But first, let's go to Ashna and understand what she's picking up on the power sector. Ashna?
Yes, if you remember, on the budget day itself, Power Minister R.K. Singh, in an exclusive chat with ET Now, had said that the new power tariff policy, which was also mentioned in the budget speech, the cabinet note on the same will be prepared in the next 4 to 5 days. And now we are picking up from our sources in the Power Ministry that the cabinet note on the National Power Tariff Policy 2019 is already under circulation. And also, since this tariff policy was a part of the 100-day agenda of the Modi 2.0 government, this means that it should most likely get the cabinet nod in the next 4 to 6 weeks. We are also picking up that in this power tariff policy, the proposal is to do away with the existing regulatory asset provision. And so in order to achieve that, the Power Ministry has also written to the Appellate Tribunal for Electricity and has asked the tribunal to direct the state electricity regulators to not create any such further regulatory assets, and has given them a time of around 7 years to do away with the existing regulatory assets which are piled up as of now. Apart from this, we are picking up that the government is also likely to extend the timeline for their targets for around 10 states, as these 10 states, according to our sources, were lagging behind. So they are likely to get an extension. So yes, this is what we are picking up from our sources in the Power Ministry as of now, and it remains to be seen when exactly the cabinet nod for the new power tariff policy comes in.
Vaibhav, what's your call on power utilities, because they are also a beneficiary of rates heading lower, which is one of the calls which you are observing right now?
Yeah, of course. See, whenever the rates head lower, you will find that some amount of interest come into those kind of annuity business models. But what came into the budget in terms of an intent of whole power tariff policy, I think that's an extremely positive step, and a right move towards opening up the sector and and getting more investments in which can lead to growth on a longer term basis. So we are looking at that space constructively, and we'll look to chip in terms of the opportunity as and when it comes on the table.
Right. Right. All right, Vaibhav, we'll let you go on that one. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today. That was Vaibhav Sanghavi of Avendus.